How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel. This is Big Daddy Dave, and this is a map tour for a new mod map to Farming Simulator 22 called Oberschwaben. And we're going to start with the description from the mod hub, and it reads, Welcome to beautiful Upper Swabia in the Ravensburg-Biberach district. This map is the original replica of the area between Bad Waldsee and Obersendorf above Lake Constance, with real roads and field divisions. The map can be used as a basis for RP as it offers opportunities to immerse yourself in various roles. What awaits you on the map? All farms with pastures are animal grazing ready. All courtyards and BGA are manure system ready. Fully developed AI splines for helpers up to the fields. All purchase and sales stations have different opening times, 2 start options for easy and demanding feeding, real license plate installed, small animals such as calves available, 1 small old farm with micromanagement and hay crane with many small tasks that will determine your everyday life, 1 large modern yard for medium and large tractors, 1 resettler farm with cows and sheep that can be breathed back to life, 1 playable livestock trade to supply the local farmers with livestock, 1 municipal building yard for community maintenance and winter service, 1 area for small wage companies with a attached recycling center, 1 sewage treatment plant with manure purchase option, 1 large biogas plant, various pastures that can be used for animal grazing, various outdoor silos and outdoor hull that can be purchased, apple tree productions with production of various fruit juices, carpentry with production, purchase of wood chips, sales of wood, 130 fields, meadows, and forest areas from 1 hectare to 6 hectares, various sales outlets such as country store, small productions such as allotment or apple orchards. You can take water from the ponds or rivers. There are plenty of forests for the tree poopers among you, prepared for precision farming. And no field entrants were forgotten. The Swabians saved them. We hope that you have fun with the map. There are a load of required mods for this map, starting with the Consumable Purchase Station by Austria Modding, Foil Tunnel by Mikhail LS, Modern Machine Haul Package by Farmer 5 Tom, Corner Shed by Farmer 5 Tom, Oberleitner by Farmer 5 Tom, Pack of Greenhouses by Barty, Cow Farm Pack by Camillus 0397, German Grain Mill by Taker LS Normandy, Floor Plane Weighing Station by HR Frost and Versorgbau, Old Wood Shed by Maxter Feet GSI Flash, Lizard Silos by Presemic 23433, Old Structure by MA7 Studio, Small Wooden Manure Heap by DBL, Garden Plot by DS Power, European Decorative Building Pack by Mr. Hector, VDI Large Storage Hall by Vertex Design, Bale Conveyor Belt by Bernie's CS, Silent Modding, and Maurice 3001, and the Medium Biogas Plant Package by RLSF Blitzy. This map was created by Jogi and is 798.58 megabytes to download. And if we take a look at the map, this is what it looks like. We start out here in the northwestern portion of the map at our starting farm. We start out by owning farmlands number 24, 40, 45, 120, and 121. Let's see, 24 is a field that it has no product in it. 40, another field with no product in it. There's 45 down here, another field, no product in it. 120 is our starting farm, and 121 is a offshoot of our starting farm. Basically, it's a storage hold. Let's see. Field prices do vary, and you do get a pretty wide range of prices. So we'll start over here with some grass fields for 14,000. Way bigger for 93,000, even bigger than that for 137,000. We'll go down here 280,000. That's all grass and ready to go there. Some of these starting fields we have 30,000. We've got 48,000. Bit bigger here, 148 and 99,000. We got some forestry bits over here for 80,000, 86,000, 64,000, and 44,000. If we go down further to the south here, we get some bigger fields, 311,000. We got 234,000. So as you can see, a pretty good range of different field sizes. Now, before we move off of the map here, what I'm going to do, and this is the only time I've ever had to do this, I'm going to deactivate all of the different plant types that are available on this map. And you'll also see clover, alfalfa, and rye are 3 different crop types that are new for this map. Not new, but have been added in for this map. Now, the reason I'm going to deselect all of the various crop types within the fields is to, one, make all these areas stand out. This purple area, this other purple area, this other purple area, this blue, red, and orange. All of these are different points on the map that have a point of interest, but I want them to be able to stand out so we can see them as we kind of drive around and show off the map. Now, if we scroll down to the animals, we do start out with several animal pens. We have contracts available on this map. Production chains, we do start out with several of those. And there are collectibles, 12 of them to be precise. If we take a look at mods specific to this map, and we take a look here on the buy menu, we scroll down, there is nothing here under the mods and DLCs, but because we do have the bale conveyor belt as a required mod, it shows up here. But under our build menu, starting out with buildings and sheds, we scroll out to the right, you will see several of the Oberschwaben mods specific to this map. Down there at the bottom, we also have some here under silos, nothing under silo extensions. Under containers, we also have some here. You can see one right there. Under tools, there is nothing under this tab, but under farmhouses, you will see another of the Oberschwaben. If we scroll to the left, right there. If we take a look under productions and factories, we scroll to the right, you will see one, actually a couple right here, the carpentry as well as the biogas plant. Nothing under selling points, greenhouses, orchards, or generators. Under animals, we do have a couple under here, starting under cows. You can see a couple here. Nothing under horses, but under pigs, we do have one there. Under sheep, we have some here as well. And under chickens, we have some there. Nothing for bees and nothing for others. For decorations, there's nothing under this tab whatsoever. And then under landscaping and painting, there are several additional painting swatches, but no additional items here for trees or plants for mods specific to this map. Now, because we start here at the starting farm, let's take a look at our starting equipment. Go to our buy menu under owned items. Under small tractors, we have a Fendt Favorite 511C and the Buer 6105. Under harvesters, we have the Deutz-Fahr Toplighter 4090H. Front loaders with the Schaefer 23E. Under the trailers, we have the Welger DK115. We have 2 of those. Header for the Deutz-Fahr. Under cultivators, the Amazon Senio 4000 Super. Under seeders, the Nordstein HK25 and S3030. Under sprayers, we have the Hardy Mega 1200L. Under fertilizer spreaders, the Amazon ZATS 3200. Under slurry tanks, the FarmTech Super Seas 800. Under mowers, the Kverneland 4140L. Under forage wagons, the Pottinger Boss Alpin 251. Under animals, the Joskin Aquatrans 7300S. Under front loader tools, we have the Albert Silage Cutter and Universal Bucket. Under header trailers, we have the trailer for the Deutz-Fahr there. And then under belt systems, we have a Lizard belt conveyor belt. Or bale conveyor belt, sorry about that. And that is it. Now, before we get going around the farm here, I'm going to point out that this is an extremely complicated farm. There's a lot of things going on here, and this is the base version. In the description, it mentioned there are 2 different versions available for this map. There's a feed version where it's kind of just basic. There's some additions to it, but it's for the most part basic. But then there's a very overly complicated system that is the second map for the feeding of animals. It gets pretty intense. So just be aware of which one you're selecting. We are going to be going through just the basic one for this map. Now, I will say that, like I mentioned just a second ago, that the animals do accept other crop types. So our cows here will take things like silage, hay, the alfalfa and clover hay, let's see, grass, and so on and so forth. Pigs are the same exact way, to where they will take all those various types of crops, as well as that little bag of feed right there. That is a meal that you can make. There is a production point here on the farm. I will point that out here in a little bit. Sheep here, again, they'll take the clover and alfalfa, as well as clover and alfalfa hay. Chickens will take that meal, as well as their basic wheat and barley, and so on and so forth. So those things you will need even in the basic version of the map here, but it does get more complicated for the more complicated version. So like I said, this is a very complicated farm. I'm going to try and make sure that I hit everything, but there may be something that I miss or not fully understand at the time of recording. So starting right across the street, we do have a garden plot. We do start out with this. So this is where we can make our tomatoes, lettuce, and strawberries. This isn't just a normal one, though, because it does require additional inputs, requires seeds, fertilizer, and water. So going back across the street, we have right over here, open this gate, as well as this gate. We have our chicken barn, room for 30 chickens, and that's right, as you can see, baby animals are available on this map. Absolutely fantastic. Our feed gets dumped in here, and I'm not 100% sure exactly where the eggs spawn out, because I have yet to see where, like a hash mark for them. So yeah, just not very sure. We come around the corner over here. Got to jump that. Right here is a sell point. This is the Farm Shop Urban Hard sell point. And we go in here. Oops, open the gate. There we go. We have our wardrobe trigger here. Sleep trigger right here. We come through here, and we have that barn that we were just into. And this is where it gets very, very complicated, because there's a lot of stuff that's right on top of each other, so it gets very hard to kind of distinguish what's what. So we have a repair trigger right here. You got to kind of find it. It's off in the corner here. It's not where the icon is itself. That's fine, not a big deal. Now if we come over here, you'll see that trigger that just popped up in the upper left-hand corner. It says move stairs down. We move the stairs. And there we go. We have an output for our silo, right? Oh, I'm sorry, this isn't a silo. This is our next production. I'll show you what there's, like I said, there's so much going on here. We have our hay dryer right here. This is a production point. We have the inputs for the dryer on the outside of the building. There we go. Open the roller doors right here, and you do have to open up the blower right here in order to put in. So if you don't want to be able to put in, you just put the tarp back on, that lowers down, and it's deactivated. So that's the input for the dryer. And then for the output, it is right up here. Now back up those stairs, you will see there is a bale and pallet storage where the input's right here and the output is right here. You can see storage is empty. Now let's hop out here. And let's go out this side door over here. Just off this side, you can open the roller door. And here we have one of our cow barns. Now, as best as I can tell, this almost looks like it's supposed to be a calf barn, because it's really small in here. If we open up the doors here, you can see this is just a little tiny area here. Let's open this up. Room for 5 cows. And you have a grain mill, right, or not a grain mill, but a grain silo right here. So this is also a input. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. That doesn't make sense, because that looks like the input for. No, that looks like an input for grain. So where is that coming out at? Let me out. Huh. Yeah, this is very weird. And Sorry, just bear with me for just a second, because this looks like the input for our hay right here. So is that a silo right there? And I'm just... let me go. Let's see. Am I going to get a pop-up that tells me it's a silo? Like I said, I'm not really trying to look at the map here because everything is so bunched together. It's really hard to get any one thing to pop out at any point. But you can see all the cow barns are right on top of each other. You got the chicken barn and so on and so forth. So I think this is an actual grain silo, an input for it. And let's see. So yeah, like I was mentioning, this is the cow barn. Water in here. We have let me go. Another water for our other cow barn. You can see over here we got feed inputs here. We got more feed inputs here, and our milk comes out right there. If I scroll around to the other side, we have a manure heap right here, and our other cow barn right here, room for 10 cows. Now this, I mean, this almost looks like it's supposed to be the hay input. So I think this is the hay input, and I think that is a output for or input for grain. This one over here. So I am just completely confused about this one. I apologize. It's just there's a lot of stuff going on this farm. Go in here, and we have a little pig barn. There it is. As you can see, room for 7 pigs, and look at the little baby piggy. We have our input here for our feed and our output for slurry right there. And this is the production point I was talking about earlier. This is the grain meal. This is something that the pigs are going to need and other animals like the chickens. And it creates that grain scrap down at the bottom right-hand corner over there. So we can put in our wheat, our barley, our oats as well, soybeans, and get out the various amounts of grain scrap. We have our output here, input here, and then let's go back out this door. Let me go. Keep getting hung up on stuff. Open the door here. Have another bale and pallet storage right here. You can open the door. Oh, why can I not open the door? What is going on? Why can't I open the door? Oh, open hay door. There it is. Ay, ay, ay. So yes, you can open the hay door from here. And around the back is something else. I don't know what this is. If I walk up to it, crane off reveal blower. If I open this up, looks like there's wood chips that goes in here, but I don't know what this is supposed to be. You have an output over here for whatever this is. In the description, it didn't really specify what that is supposed to be, and everything's contained right here for the various grain mills. I don't think this has anything to do with the grain mill production point here. I don't know what this is. And if I look at the map one more time, again, if I start clicking around here, I got the grain mill, I got the pig barn, I've got the small manure heap. Like, I just don't know what this is supposed to be. And all the triggers are right on top of each other, so I can't really determine this. There's one more of these on another farm that we will see later, but it's not really listed. So I don't know what the story is with this one. So, continuing on our expedition here, or exploration, open the door here. And we have the button opens this, a couple of productions, and here we have our butter, B-U-D-D-E-R production, and input right here. Next to it is our cheese production, input here, and outputs for both of them are right here. We have another bale and pallet storage button, opens it right here, and it's basically a cold storage, which I thought was really kind of cool. So you can take out here and put in here. Nice little visual treat for us right there. If I can open the gate here, just a little pass through. And then coming here, open this door, we have a repair trigger right over here. And then in here, just gotta wait for this to open, we have the forage mixer. We can come up here, you can see we can make all sorts of different combinations for TMR as well. Well, it's all TMR. It's all TMR, but it's a bunch of different combinations and different recipes that we can use in order to make it. So that's kind of a cool little feature. Now, one thing you got to pay attention to is right now there's a tarp on top. If I move over here, it says trigger activate. Open that up, and that drops out of the way, and we can now actually make our TMR. We can pour into it. We can take out right here. And that, I believe... Nope. We got one more. We got our greenhouse right over here. Open the door. And this is just a small greenhouse. Just a normal inputs and outputs, not like the other one across the street there. And that should be everything here at the starting farm. So, let me go grab the tractor, which is right here. Get this fired up. We're going to start making our way around the map. Get turned around. All right, here we go. So first things first, we're going to make a left out of the starting farm. Now I think that gate that was right there by where the sleep trigger is, I think that there's going to be something that needs to be fixed with that, because I think that's like not functional. Now we pull up here. Right here is the Bale Traders Deeker sell point. I think that's supposed to be Deeker sell point. And this is the animal dealer. You can come to this location using this icon to purchase your animals directly, or you can use this same icon at any pens and pastures you have throughout the map. If you use this icon, though, directly, you will incur an additional fee. That fee is associated to a delivery fee. The animal dealer is taking the animals from this location and placing them wherever you ask them to, anywhere across the map. As you can see, it gets pretty expensive. We use our cow barn for an example. If we have the animal dealer do this, it'll charge us $100 per adult cow. So it gets pretty expensive pretty quickly, at least for the milking cows. For the bulls, for the males, it costs $90. So it adds up pretty quickly, and depending on how many animals you want to ship, that could be kind of a deal breaker. So what you can do to save that money is bring an animal trailer to this location, pull up right up to here, and then use the animal dialog box to then load the animals into your trailer. You then take the trailer to your pen and pastures across the map, and you'll be able to save that money. Now, the great thing about this animal dealer, a nice little detail, is you can see that it has all the active animated animals, as well as the babies and the adults. So that is a really cool feature here at this animal dealer. So now we will make our way around. To right here. This is going to be farm number 2, farm number 1 being our starting farm. Let's take a look at the map. So we started out here at the starting farm. We then came down the street to the Bale Trader Deeker, to the animal dealer, which was actually more like right here, and then out to this farm, Orange Farm, farmland number 125 for $305,520. You can purchase this, and now you can see we have all these triggers that pop up. We have our output for slurry here for the cow barn. Nope. There it is. I ran right past it. Sorry about that. We have a silo right here, or on the back side. Input for feed for our cow barn is right here. The cow barn itself can be loaded into right here. 80 cows can fit in here. Our milk in through this door here, and this door is where we can put in our straw. Manure heap right here, and then coming back out, whoops, let me out, at the front over here is another chicken barn, room for 360 chickens, ducks, inputs here for your feed, and output right here for your eggs. And that's everything here at this farm. Now, we need to make a right and go down this little 2-track. Now, one thing that is really nice about this particular map is you can see the road that we're on is very narrow and gray according to the map. That denotes like these little side roads, 2 tracks specifically. And as we continue to follow this along, you'll also see roads that are in blue. Those are more the not main roads, but they're more paved, more kind of built up and beefy compared to these 2 tracks. And then there's a yellow road further to the south. We're going to see that later. And that's like a main highway kind of thing, a main like stretch of road. So it's far more developed and is a lot nicer, smooth paved. Now over here you can see that little red arrow that's on the map. That is a point of interest. There's points of interest all throughout the map that aren't actually highlighted in blue just yet. You have to purchase the land in order to activate them. So we're here at this farm here, farm number 2. We came up this road and over to this area here. Farmland number 124 can be purchased for $19,180. Go ahead and purchase that, and you can see an apple tree production is now available to us. If we come over here, click on this, you'll see water and manure in, apples out. We have our input for manure here, input for water here, and unfortunately it doesn't show me where the spawn point is going to be for apples, but that's should be in that same general area. Let's go ahead and get turned around. Make our way to our next point of interest. And we've got a little ways to go, so we're going to start heading out over in that direction. We're going to make a left here. Now you can see just the difference I was talking about here on the roadways, because you've got that blue strip on the road. This is a more kind of paved, little bit more built up and ready for, you know, higher travel. But it's still a very narrow and small roadway. Now here is the next farm. This is going to be farm number 3 as I note them. And if we look at the map, we were up here in the northwest corner, came out and around to this red farm, farmland number 123 for $93,480. And you can see now, after purchasing, we have everything available to us. This is a cow barn right here. We have our milk trigger here, our manure trigger here, sleep trigger here. We have feed input here, also can have straw blown in, and room for 120 cows. Over here, we have a buy point for our liquids, so liquid fertilizer and herbicide, basically a silo. Over here, we have a bale and pallet storage. Bales go in here and output right here. We have our sheep barn right here, room for 45 sheep. Our feed goes in here, and I think our wool also spawns right here as well. Let's open this gate real quick and just make sure it's not spawning anywhere in here. Nope. I'm pretty sure it spawns right up in the front there. Now, over here, you can open this gate. You can't... Oh, of course I get the trigger now. I wasn't able to get this trigger earlier. Run through here. And I thought there was something else over here. Was I mistaken? Oh, here it is. Silo, right in here. Got confused by the doors. So yeah, silo, input and output right over there. And that's it. That's everything for farm number 3. Let's move on to our next point of interest. Gonna come down the road over here. Make a left. To my right is the bakery sell point, not the production. Hop out here. We have a fuel station right here, buy point for diesel. Over here, we have the wood chip production point. You can purchase this for $5,000. Go ahead and do that, and we take wood and make wood chips. Now you can see output here, input here with the wood cell trigger right there. Coming around over here, pressure washer right here, and a sell point, the agricultural trader Midasas sell point. Make our way around to our tractor and head down the road a ways. Now coming up to this intersection, we'll make a left. And now over here, we come down this little lane right here. See one of those red arrows, another point of interest. We'll go to the map. So we're here at the farm, came up and around, saw the bakery, came over here and saw all these various things, the wood chip production, the agricultural trader at Mitahas, as well as the fuel station or petrol station as this is labeled. Came down here, and now farmland number 126 for $17,380. Purchase that, and you can see another apple tree and a manure heap. So manure heap is right here, and our apple tree is right here. Now let's grab the tractor one more time. Now we have another point of interest directly in front of us, but is not labeled on the map. Now that building there is, ooh, there's a sign right there. That building is ours, and that's where we have our harvester is stored inside here. Now if we take a look at the map, we came from this area right over here. Farmland number 122 can be purchased for $28,560, and we now have access to this cow pasture. Now we have room in this pasture for 50 cows, and we have our milk trigger here, feed here, water there. And this little button right here, you can see trigger activate. If I look at this little section of fence right here, push the button, you can see it takes out that section of fence so you can get in here with tractors and whatnot and be able to mow the grass and do what you want to do in there. Let's hop back in here. Now this is where there's kind of another weird oddity to the map. So there is a periphery to this map, and it can be purchased. It's rather expensive. When we come tucked away back here, you'll see another one of those red dots just to the east of field 29. You can see it popping up right over there. That is a bunker silo right there. All those little tires just in the background. Now, if we take a look where this particular point of interest is, this is a part of the entire periphery. There are several of these little points of interest that are just kind of stacked within the periphery here. For $903,496, you can purchase this, and you'll be able to use this particular interest point, this bunker silo, which we will go ahead and do, as well as areas like here, which some of them are storage. I think this is the only bunker silo. So I'm going to kind of refer to Farmland 255 going forward as a kind of reference point to the periphery buy and the various other items that will be included later on down the road. But there's another one here and another one here. And these are buildings that can be purchased. This is a building that comes with the periphery. This is another building that comes with the periphery. So it's storage. It's basically storage. So let's go ahead and take off from here. We'll get spun around and go from here. Now coming back to this section of road, we're going to want to make a left. And now we're going to follow this out a little ways to our next point of interest. As I continue to look through my notes. Okay, yep, I'm heading in the right direction. We're going to follow the blue road according to the map in this direction. And now we're going to be going through the kind of wooded forestry area over here. This cool little section coming up here to the left. Nothing in particular, but it's you can see that they're going through and cutting down all the trees here in this little pasture to my left. So just cool little details that's on this map. Jogi does a very good job with their maps, making them very highly detailed. You know, especially the grass drying systems that they have on there, the production points there at the starting farm. It's just a lot of stuff that, is included, as well as just a very pretty map. So as we continue to go around here, you see the next farm that's coming into view, the blue farm. Let's see. Let's keep on going in this direction. This will be farm number 4. Right over here. So you can see if I stop here, take a look at the map. So we're here at farmland number 255, which is the bunker silo here. We came all the way down and around out to here. Farmland number 130 for $17,340. Purchase that. And we have one thing that pops up on the map. You can see the silo right there in the background over there. Right next door to this particular farm is a recycling center. We pull in here and you can see tucked away over there is a sell point for the recycling center. And then right next door to that is right there, the manure selling station. That is a buy point for your manure, or for your slurry actually. And then manure sell point, that particular point of interest is called the sewage treatment plant sell point. That is a buy point for your slurry. This is the manure selling station, sell point for your manure. Now let's continue to follow this down to the next point of interest. Make a right. Now you see the 3 little red arrows that are coming into view onto the map down the bottom left-hand corner. Those are our next points of interest that we're making our way to. Now I'm going to pull alongside one of them and then just kind of pan over using the third-person view because they are just storage buildings. It's nothing. Oh, this is my road right here. And you can see that little gray road network that just popped up on the map that we're on right now. It's still a 2-track, but this one's more kind of recent travels. I really like that. That's a really cool kind of feature, that some of them are defined 2-tracks that have been driven on over and over and over, and then others are more subtle, and like this one. Now we take a look at the map. We were up on the farm number, I think this is farm number 4. We then came over to the recycling center. We then went over to the sewage treatment plant and then down to the manure selling station. We then came down around over to here. Now you can see farmland number 136 can be purchased for $4,000. That is the building that is off to my left, a little storage building. Then 131 just over the ways is another storage building, can be purchased for $3,360. And then lastly, you have another storage building that comes with the periphery buy, that farmland number 255, that was over $900,000. So we take a look. There's the first building. You can purchase the land for that. The second building is right here. And then the third building is right there. So continuing down this road, we're getting ready to get to the next farm, and it's, again, another pretty complicated building. Ooh, that was almost really bad. So it's another really complicated farm, similar to the first one, but this one isn't as bad. It doesn't have all the stacking of all the icons and whatnot, so it's easier to distinguish. So we were over here, and then came down the road to the purple farm for farmland 139 for $688,200. We'll purchase that. You can see all these now pop up. Over here we have a sell point. This is the Farm Shop Schellenberg sell point. Let's see, we're going to go in this direction over here. Let's see, over here we have our input for our cow barn. That is our feed input. We go around over here. We have a straw lifter, or straw bales lifter. You can see, nice little crane operation right there. We have our output for a slurry for the cow barn. Let's open this. Let's go up those stairs. And here we have our gate for the bales. We do have a bale storage right here, and an output right here, or input here and output right here. We can actually drop bales from up top here and hit the little feed trigger right there, which that's kind of cool. We've got a grass or a hay dryer right here. As you can see, various inputs for our outputs, various inputs and outputs. Grass, clover, and alfalfa will give us clover hay, as well as alfalfa hay. And then we have straw or wood chips as an input as well. Let's go out the door. Let me out. There we go. Over here, we have our input for our hay dryer, and output is right there. Our cows can be loaded in here. 100 cows in this particular barn. Believe this is our slurry output here. Or no, this is milk. Milk output here. You can see, you open this. This is the holding bay for our milk. And manure heap right over here. Come over here. We have another one of these, whatever this thing is. Again, I'm not 100% sure. You can see this loads up. It is a, something to be loaded into. I just don't know what it is. And again, if we look at the map here, you can see there's really not anything here. You got a workshop that's next door. You got the silo hall that's there. So I don't know what this is supposed to be. And again, it looks like wood chips that are supposed to go in here. We have a little button here for this crane system. Hop in, head on up, and as you can see, just a little second floor. Just thought that was kind of cool. Over here we have our silo input right there, and our output is around the back, I believe, right there. You can see come through right here. Another silo right here, a couple bunkers for silage right there. And around the back over here, we have 4 greenhouses. Just normal ins and outs. Water for our tomatoes, lettuce, and strawberries. So very, very nice. And that is everything at this farm. Actually, no, I'm sorry. One more item tucked away in here. Repair trigger right over here. So now we have seen everything. Now let's head back to the tractor and continue on the tour. Now as we continue to follow this road, see it turns into another 2-track. And again, this one being far more defined, like there's been more travel on this section of road than some of the other sections. And again, I really like that. I think that's kind of a nice little feature, is that it's still a 2-track, but some have been more well defined than others. And I meant to make a left, not a right. So you can see how this one seems far less defined, less travel on this section of 2-track. But it is defined, like it is there. You can see kind of the breaks in the grass. So it looks like the grass is just more tamped down and less killed off. So now we'll make a right. And then we'll follow this road to our next point of interest coming up here just over this hill here. Go. So right here is our next point of interest. We're going to just pull past it just a little ways. This is the Dairy Mickelberg. For $70,000 you can purchase this. come around the back side over here. You have your output and your inputs right there. Now as we go down the road ever so slightly, we will stop right here and come up to this area here. Now if we take a look at the map one more time, we're here at the farm number 4, I believe this is, no, farm number 5 is what this was. And we then came down here off to this direction, down to here to the Dairy Mickelberg, and then down to this purple area here. This is the biogas plant for $1,054,480. You can purchase this. Farmland number 133 also. And you can see we have bunker silos here, little silo right over here in the corner, and then our production point for our biogas plant. Now, this is a modified production point. This is not just a basic biogas plant. As you can see, silage, slurry, manure, and sugar beet cut, we're used to those. But this also takes potatoes. So very, very nice. We have our liquid input there, our solid input right over here, and our liquid output right over here, aka our digestate. Let's go ahead. You can see tons of storage over here. There's so much storage. So you get a lot with this particular biogas plant. So we're going to continue to follow this road around. Oops. Just reading my notes. Now, as we continue to drive down the road, we're going to come up to this intersection and make a right. And then followed by a left coming up here. We'll go down this 2-track here. Now, at some point, I might have to jump into first-person view because there's some points here that the trees are very much overgrown into the pathway, so it gets hard to see. So I might shift into first-person view. So following this out in this direction. Beautiful lake off to the right there, and this is where it gets kind of overgrown into the roadway, so I'm going to definitely jump in right here. But it clears up rather quickly. As we come up to this intersection here, we will make a right. We'll also jump back out of first person, back into third. Now, one thing that you're going to have to pay attention to, and it was very evident at this particular production point, is that some of the production points require a opening time. So there's an open time and a close time for some of these production points. This one actually opens at 11 o'clock. So you can see it's 11:35, and you got a little sign here that says basically open from 1100 hours to 2100 hours. But this is the Forest C production point. Now we'll go around the back here. Can purchase this for $50,000. We'll go ahead and do so. And you can see this is where we can make fruit juice and fruit waste. So we can take our apples as well as strawberries and tomatoes and make fruit juice. We have an input here, an input for water here, an output for our productions right here, and a output, I believe this is for the waste right here. Now we're going to follow this around to the next periphery point of interest as we just continue to follow this road. As you can see, coming up here, right there, is the next point of interest, the little red arrow. It is on that periphery purchase, that $900,000 purchase. go. We'll go around them and make a left. And there's a building right there. That is the periphery purchase. And now you can see some more points of interest coming up over the hill there. As well as another farm. So we're going to start off to the left for the farm first. So we're going to come up to this intersection. We're going to stop and then check out that farm. So let's stop right here at this intersection. We'll just walk over. So this is going to be farm number 6. Now technically this isn't a farm per se. This is more of a community yard. Now you can see there are no triggers or anything that are popped up here. If I go to the map one more time, we're here at the biogas plant. We came out, up, and down in this area around here to the 4C production point. Then came out to here. We saw the periphery building here. Then up to this area here, farmland number 132 for $56,399. Can purchase that. And you can see all these now pop up. We do have a sell point here. This is the community yard sell point. We have here a buying station for things like seed and fertilizer and so on and so forth. And we have another silo right there. Next door are a couple sets of productions. This is the sawmill. This is called the Wood Trader Heb. You can purchase this for $100,000. And let's hop over. We have our outputs for it right here. Or no, I'm sorry. This is our input with the wood placement here, wood cell trigger here, as well as our output for wood chips right here. Over here is our carpentry output, wood cell trigger, and the location for wood, and can be purchased for $60,000. Now, just to, yeah, that's a wood cell trigger there. So I'm not 100% certain where the production spawns. That is, I'm pretty sure this is the output or the drop-off location. So maybe, yeah, I don't know. I'm not 100% sure because you have this output area here. So maybe this is the output for the sawmill and this is the output for the carpentry? Question mark, question mark. Hop back in here and head down the street to our next set of interests. Let's see. Right here. We're going to stop in front here, but we're going to backtrack. Oh, hey, there's a car. We're going to go around the building and catch everything in one swoop. So right here, we have the potato sale sell point. In here, we have the apple waste sale sell point. The sugar cane sales sell point. Now, even though this says it's sugar cane, this is actually the sugar beet sell point. And this is the silage sell point. Now coming back towards our tractor right next door. This is the buying station liquids buy point. And this is the gas station. Now I want to turn around here. We're going to cut through the grass to catch up with this road right over here. We'll take in our next points of interest. Again, these are the red arrows. These are not a part of the periphery. Each one of these you do need to purchase the land in order to activate. So right here, take a look at the map. We're here at the farm number 6 right here. We then went over to the Wood Trader Heb sawmill, and then the carpentry right next door. We then came down here and saw all these sell points, these buy points over here, as well as our gas station buy point here. Then over to this area here, farmland number 129 and 128, we're going to purchase at the same time. 129 is $24,320 and 128 is $15,600. Let's go ahead and purchase both of those. You can see manure heap here, apple tree here, And then behind this one are a pair of grass drying production points. You can see, just like the last ones, we can dry our hay, clover hay, as well as our alfalfa hay. And these ones are just straightforward. So these ones you don't require wood chips or straw. This is being dried by the sun. So you can see the cycles and the production is probably a lot less compared to the other production points, where it's going to actually have kind of a higher yield because of the additional inputs. So you can see the cycles per month, 2880, and you're going to get 20 in and 20 out with the addition of straw and or wood chips. But down here, because this is being powered by the sun, it's significantly less than the other ones. But you get two of them here, and you have your inputs and outputs right there. Now we're going to grab the tractor, take a look at the map as well, and purchase the next farm, or I'm sorry, not the next farm, but the next farmland right over here, farmland number 127, and this is going to be a cattle pasture. So let's go ahead and head down to it. You can see our feed trigger is there, water trigger just behind that. Our milk trigger off to the right. And again, you have this little trigger right here to open the gate, and room for 50 cows. Now we're going to follow this around. And as we continue to travel down this road, you see another red arrow that's popped up there. There's another periphery buy, and it's another storage shed. So we're going to come down here and then follow this around. And we're just going to drive past the storage shed. There it is right there. And now we're going to take in our last two sets of interest down at the kind of western side of the map. So as we just continue to follow this road around, and you see there is our last bits of interest. We just need to get over to this area here, get to the road, and then we can take them in. Now here we'll make a left and stop right here. Back here we have our shop trigger and repair trigger. So shop trigger and repair trigger. And now our last set of interest right down here. You can see it way in the distance over there. That is the Horse Barn Bale Trader sell point. And as you can see popping up in the background, nice little horse pasture right there. Now you can't own that pasture, it's just part of the decoration. But that is it. That is everything for the map Oberschwaben. Now it's time to render my opinion and let you know what I think. 0 to 5 scale as per usual. I'm going to come right out and say it. I think this is a 5. Right off the bat, without a doubt in my mind. Number 1, baby animals. That goes a long way. Color palette, I think, is absolutely spectacular. There's little flowers here and there, but it's very, very few and far between. It's not clustered together, and the colors just are very muted. So it really just kind of feels real. It feels very nice. And it's based off a real life location. So again, it has that air of reality. Just kind of based off of that. On top of that, the undulations are absolutely spectacular. About the only thing that is slightly off-putting is kind of the main starting farm. The main starting farm is extremely complicated. There's a lot of stuff going on there. And it's just going to take some time. It's going to take some time to kind of figure out and to hash everything out. But once you do, you're going to be able to work it very, very easily. Now, this is probably not going to be a map for beginners or anything like that. This is going to be for very, very advanced players or somebody who's going to sit there and just really dedicate a lot of time to try and figure it out. But all in all, like I said, I absolutely love this map. Everywhere you look, there's just beauty everywhere in all directions. You got hills, you got these little houses that are just up on top of the said hills. You've got all the little production points, all the little, just the little details. Everywhere you look, there's just something going on, and it is just absolutely spectacular. I absolutely love this map. Again, 5 out of 5, all day, all night. But I hope that you enjoyed this map tour. If you did, please show them by liking, sharing, subscribing, following, commenting, doing all the things the algorithms enjoy you doing. That shows you're engaged with this channel, enjoying the content. And that being said, I hope you have a fantastic day. Take care.